And it's a very good morning to the Gelding on this better than fine day, Gelding. I thought we'd have rain and all sorts of difficulties, but it seems to be a lot finer than we thought.
Good morning, Professor. Good morning, listeners. Professor, just off the top, I'll say I like the jumper. Like the jumper, very good. Good to see support for your club, Melbourne.
Well, at 12 and 2, I think I can wear it.
Yeah, my club, Richmond. I think not quite right, Richmond. Cost us in the Professor's parlay. Oh.
The Professor's parlay was going to be very successful until Richmond rained on the parade, Gelding.
Yes, Professor. Maybe not quite right. Maybe the Suns need to come down here and play every game in Melbourne.
Yeah, Gelding.
Put them in a footy town, they might perform. But, yes, like you, Professor, I thought I'd be waking up this morning to Armageddon and this weekend. So, but not to be. We got a bit of rain last night, around about 8 o'clock, came down heavy. And expecting to wake up to hear Flemington will be a heavy 8. But we've got a soft 6, Professor.
Yes, a soft 6. And it turned out last Saturday, as we said, Gelding, that once the track drops below a soft 6, I think we can throw out ideas of trying to pick winners. But at soft 6, I think we've still got a chance, and the rail's in the true position at Flemington, and the weather forecast is for some showers, so I don't know that the track will deteriorate that badly.
Oh, Professor, we've probably got the best track going around at Flemington to cope with rain. So, yeah, look, I think we can work on a soft 6 quite comfortably. Look, the ground may get chopped up on the inside, seeing they're now back to the true, but I think during the winter, Professor, until you can assess the track, as we've been talking about, you've got to see the first couple of races to see what it's like. But to assess the track, you may not go wrong by backing horses that are on pace, just behind the pace, and in lanes kind of 3, 4 and 5, kind of that type of thing, Professor. So, look, that's the way we've gone today. So let's hope the track is that way, Professor.
All right, Gelding, what are your 2 red-hot tips for today's races?
Well, Professor, as you know, I think good jockeys this time of year on ordinary horses make a bit of a difference. So a horse that's been in very good form, I'll go race 3, number 2, Grand Promenade, trained by leading trainers Ma and Eustace, and ridden by top jockey Jamie Carr. Won at Flemington a couple of weeks ago by 4 or 5 lengths, Professor. So it's finals day out at Flemington. This is the final of the Patterson series, over 2,600 in good form. Maybe short, round about the $2, but let's go race 3, number 2, Grand Promenade.
Yes, Gelding. I thought the threat to that was horse 10, Vivdredsky.
I'm glad you could say that, Professor. Yes, look, they're open races today, Professor, so there's good value out there if you can get the winners. So let's hope Jamie Carr, who hopefully can ride 3 winners today to take her up to the 100 winners mark, Professor.
Yes, Gelding. Yeah, she's only 5 off. She's gonna have to ride a few.
Oh well, she gets a treble. She's there, Professor. So let's hope she gets away with race 3. And I think you like her a bit earlier the day in race 1 with a bit of odds, Professor.
Yeah, a bit of odds. Not one of my 2 choices, but I'll have a chat about that a little bit later. What was your other tip, Gelding?
The other tip, Professor, we'll go race 4, number 1, Royal Zal. Craig Williams hops aboard this New South Wales galloper. One last start in New South Wales. Gary Portelli's the trainer. Decided to bring it down here to Flemington. So, look, it's a pretty, again, Professor, a fairly open race. You can get round about the $3.50, $3.30, $3.50. So we'll go race 4, number 1, Royal Zell.
Okay, Gelding, and my thoughts on the threat to that horse would be the Blue Army's Bon Vivant, number 6, ridden by Damien Oliver.
Yes, Professor. As you said, always like backing the Blue Army, but yeah, Oliver needs a winner though, doesn't he?
I would have thought so, Gelding. He's had 47 for the year, so he's a little bit down on where he usually is. Only got I was looking at the strike rates, only got a just above 10% strike rate, which is fair, but Jamie Carr's doing double that. Her strike rate for the racing season, 20%.
Yeah, and going on that, he seems to get the better rides in races. So you would imagine the strike rate should be a lot higher than 1 in 10, Professor. Yeah, I'm just a bit worried. I know he was up in the carnivals in Sydney and Queensland, but wouldn't have been as successful as I thought he would have hoped. But,
yeah, I definitely prefer 1 in 5 chance, Gelding.
Oh well, if you're 20%, Professor, that's a very, very good strike rate. But 10% when you're a leading jockey and in the you're supposed to be right up there.
Yep.
It's a bit poor, Professor.
Yeah. All right, Gelding, my 2.
Yep.
I'm going a little bit later than you. I've got faith in the Flemington track holding together. Race 7, the GH Mum Mahogany Challenge Final.
Oh, the Champagne Final.
The Champagne Final and Mahogany.
Yes.
A very
good racehorse.
Yep. It's a 3-year-old race over 2,500 metres. I'd like the 3-year-old filly horse 4 Unique Artist, trained by the local trainer at Pakenham, Phil Stokes.
One of your favourites.
Yes, and ridden by Michael D. Has got a win. The horse has got a win percentage of 40%, place percentage of 40%. So its form's been excellent, Gelding. It won at Pakenham by nearly 5 lengths. It won at Flemington, where it's racing today, by 3 lengths in its last start. So it hasn't done too much wrong, and I can see it hopefully saluting. It's a good each-way bet too, Gelding.
Oh, at $4, Professor, a horse that's won its last 2 races. Very, very good. And you're becoming a bit of a Mick D fan as well, Professor.
Oh, it's never too late to jump on, Gelding.
Oh, Professor, I like it. And yes, I think a very, very good tip for the listeners.
Okay, and that into race 8, the Furphy All Victorian Sprint Series final. As you said, Gelding, it's finals day at Flemington. This is a listed race over 1,200 metres, and I like horse 5, the Astrologist.
Well, Professor, won very well last start, didn't it?
Yes. It did. It's had, from 16 starts, it's had 5 wins and 5 placings. So it's got a 31% win rate, a 63% place rate. It's won on a soft track. So it ticks a lot of boxes. Trained by Leo and Troy Corstens, who are doing fairly well.
Yeah.
And
it may be their horse of the season.
Yeah,
Professor, 1 on the track, 1 on the distance, 1 in the wet. Very good selection.
Ticks a few boxes, Gelding, and also wasn't fancied when I looked at it yesterday. I managed to get $4, and I don't think it'll start at $4.
Oh no, I think in a very open race again, though, Professor. I think it'll be a bit under that. So I think you may have done good shopping around the $4 mark. But still, if it pays $3, it's better than a 10-to-1 loser, Professor.
It is, Gelding, it is. And the threats to the astrologers would be horse 4, Banquo. All its recent results have been on good tracks, Gelding. So
Yep.
question it in the conditions, and also one that you like, Gelding, horse 1, Isaurian.
Yeah, the Blue Army. Again, Professor, but nothing wrong with the astrologers, and I would encourage the listeners to follow that. Winning form, Professor, we're going for.
Yep.
And
Winning
in final state, the horses that have been winning, nothing wrong following them.
Yeah, winning form's good form, Gelding. And as I said to you in the warm-up, I had a bit of extra time yesterday, so I had a look at a few other races. And if the viewers are interested,
Yep.
an early start.
And these are a couple at odds, Professor.
Yes, they are.
Yeah.
Race 1, horse 6. Now, these are each way, definitely each way chances, Gelding. So don't back them for the win, back them each way. Race 1, horse 6, Regulus. It's a first run, but Jamie Carr is on board with Danny O'Brien, and it's definitely got a chance, and I'd suggest that the viewers should have a look at that.
Very well bred. The Dan Leone Shari has shown some very, very good horses, Professor, and was a very good racehorse herself. So, and with the breeding of Starcraft, so Danny O'Brien will certainly give it every opportunity, I think, first up.
Yeah, and it's a full brother to Star Witness.
Yeah, so a Blue Diamond winner.
It's got breeding on its side, Gelding. So might be able to. The viewers might be able to slip under the radar on that one.
Could Dawn Fraser's sister swim?
I got 850 on it last night, Gelding. So I think it might start a little bit shorter than that.
Hope you start the day well, Professor.
Yeah. Then I did some homework in race 5. Horse 11, Gelding, double chance. A horse that we tipped on Sports Fan Radio in the country several weeks ago.
Yeah.
Ridden by Sports Fan Radio's own Craig Robertson.
Yes.
Since Craig's hopped on board that horse in the country, it's run 2nd, 1st and 3rd. I know this is a harder race, but once again, Jamie Carr aboard. And what I looked at in the film studios last night, and the horse has ping. In the races where it ran 2nd and 3rd, Gelding, the horse was last on the turn coming into the home straight and finished in the placing. So it had to make up 10 lengths.
So what did Bravo do wrong to get the Tijuana?
Got 1 or 2 pairs too far back, Gelding.
As he would say, sometimes in racing you get pushed back. You don't end up where you want to be. But
you don't want to be there, Gelding, but you end up there.
Yeah, the horse has been good to us, Professor, and good to Craig, and he does like the horse. And he did say he thought it was up to city class, so they're giving the horse its chance now in a 150,000 race. But a hard field.
It is. What I liked about last night, Gelding, was I got $10 fixed. So I'd be happy with that. Even if it pays more, I'll still be happy with $10 if it wins.
Oh, well, Professor, it's when you're playing with the money that the horse has already won you.
That's right.
And that's the right way to go.
One other for the viewers, Gelding, race 6, horse 8, Adelaide Ace. I think it can beat Dice Roll. We had a chat in the warm-up about Dice Roll. Its form in Hong Kong, if you're looking at that, is woeful. It's certainly had a change of fortune since it got here, but I just think Adelaide Ace on these terms today might have its number.
Well, we backed it when it won the Swan Hill Cup, Professor.
Yes.
On a Sunday show, Adelaide Ace, and won it quite easily, and was well ridden by Dean Yeniel, who stays aboard. I've got to admit, Professor, I do like Dice Roll in the race. As we were talking off air, this is a former Hong Kong galloper that had no form in Hong Kong. As you rightly pointed out, 14 starts for nothing. But it's obviously settled well in Australia because it's had 3 cracks at it for 3 wins, Professor. So just seems to get the job done. But as we said, Adelaide Ace, we're back before, Professor, so we do like it.
All right, Gelding, the Professor's parlay, which would have been successful except for Richmond. I guess I've got to get over that bridge, don't I?
Oh, Professor, I think I've got to pay it, don't I? Pay the Professor parlay for getting up after the not quite right Tigers at the moment. Geez, I thought they would have beaten them quite comfortably, Professor, but not to be. Maybe the answer to the Gold Coast is play them in Melbourne.
Yeah. Might I say, Gelding, our other selection was Melbourne Storm against the Sydney Roosters.
Oh.
The Roosters have been